rebellion. So that's one of the Facebook accounts which was taken down by the Facebook administration. And this does not sit well with President Duterte. So he mentioned last night that if Facebook cannot support some of the advocacies of the government, what's the point of their existence in the country? But he did not directly say that he will impose a ban against Facebook. What he mentioned is that the government and the Facebook administration must have a dialogue.
Okay, I do remember this incident about General Arevalo and the supposed fake Facebook accounts. Now, do we know exactly what the president wants Facebook to do to help curb insurgency here in the country?
He did not mention what exactly the Facebook needs to do, but he wants to see the administration to support some of the advocacies of the government. That's why he called for a dialogue to discuss these matters.
Okay, just want to shift the topic a bit and want to ask for an update. If the do you have an update on the government's investigation and the alleged rampant, the word is rampant, corruption within PhilHealth?
In the recorded statement of President Duterte last night, he mentioned that he will start shaking the tree starting today. He also mentioned that he is considering to abolish PhilHealth and reorganizing the agency, considering the rampant corruption in the agency. There was also a mention about selling some of the properties because of lack of funds following the issue on PhilHealth and the pandemic. But Malacanang still has to elaborate on this.
Okay, probably one more before I let you go because we're already in the topic of corruption. Is it true that our president, President Rodrigo Duterte, actually offered to step down from his post because he's super frustrated over the corruption in the country?
He did mention that in his recorded public address last night, Shiki. He said that he offered his resignation before the members of the cabinet, but he did not say what happened after that offer of resignation. Well, obviously, this is still in Malacanang, so he's still handling the highest position in the executive branch. But he did mention that he once thought of resigning from post due to rampant corruption. And according to him, it is almost impossible to solve the issue on corruption since there's only almost 2 years left in his seat, in his term.
Thank you very much, Vincent, for the meaty conversation as usual. That was Maricel Halili reporting live from Mandaluyong City. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Chiki Verhel. Provincial buses will be allowed to service passengers between Metro Manila and Calabarzon starting tomorrow. To tell us how the PTEX is gearing up for this, we have Gerard de la Peña reporting live from Parañaque City. Gerard, how many passengers is the PTEX expecting to serve now that provincial buses are starting to resume operations?
Well, Chiki, the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, or PTEX, is now preparing for the surge of passengers as the government allows the entry of provincial buses from Southern Tagalog and Central Luzon starting tomorrow. Well, Chiki, this structure is designed to accommodate as much as 120,000 passengers a day. Currently, PTEX sees about 40,000 passengers a day, which is still lower than the average of 70,000 before the pandemic. So officials assured that the facility can handle incoming passengers from the provinces. They also said they added manpower to ensure social distancing when passengers line up. Starting tomorrow, buses from Batangas City, Lemery, Lipa City, and Nasugbu will be allowed to enter Metro Manila, where they are to pick up and drop off passengers at PTEX. Buses coming from Indang, Mendez, Tagaytay, and Ternate in Cavite, as well as Calamba, Siniloan, and Santa Cruz in Laguna will also be using the PTEX, while buses coming from San Fernando, Pampanga may go to the Araneta City bus terminal. Well, Chiki, authorities are advising the public or those who are planning to go to Metro Manila from the provinces, or those from here in Metro Manila going to the provinces, they should observe the minimum health standards like wearing of face masks and face shields, as well as observance of social distancing protocols. Chiki.
Yes, it seems like there's going to be a lot of activity going on at the PTEX. Now, I'm just curious, how are they going to be conducting the contact tracing now that the passengers will be passing through the terminal? Do they have measures that they actually talked about? Gerard? Okay, we were having a bit of a technical problem, but let's move on here. The United States, through the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, is extending $213 million, or about 10 billion pesos in aid to the Philippines. This is to help the country boost its economic development and growth amid the pandemic. In a statement, the U.S. Embassy said it seeks to support programs that will promote inclusive, broad-based economic growth in the Philippines. USAID Mission Director Lawrence Hardy II added that new programs should expand economic opportunities through innovations for small businesses and increased access to information and communications. This latest bilateral agreement with the Finance Department is one of four new U.S. aid programs with the Philippines this year, with expected total value of nearly 33 billion pesos over 5 years. Over the past 20 years, the U.S. has provided over 228 billion pesos in total assistance to the country's development goals. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Chiki Verhel. We are One News.